every once in a while, and I'm talking about uh, every 3 or 4 years, you'll find one of these single horns. They usually fall in sets. But these single horns, they mean that it's been a very cold winter and a hard year. They didn't get enough nutrients to grow the long two horns. They just grew these single ones. That's all they could offer during these hard times. You see, other creatures have hard times too, not just humans. But we all make it as we can. I wondered why I hadn't ever grown me a horn. Got nuts in it there. Now listen here.
Woo!
You want some of this?
I'm gonna tell you what the deal is. You hear me? I got a lot to tell you, and I want you to pay attention. See, my ancestors, they passed this story, all these tales down to me. Kind of like a hunk of gold. Like a prized possession. Something to be treasured. All these tales. And they're the truth, too. This land here was Creek land. Indians. They're the ones that left their footprints in the mud down there, in the clay, down there by the creek. They're the ones that women were taken from them. and they forced them down. Well, one way or another, that's how our blood got intermingled and mixed. You got native blood, you got hillbilly blood, you got blood from across the ocean, all mixed together. And then my great-grandpappy came along. He fought for the land. He wanted to make a place for himself. He fought hook and claw and tooth and nail to get what he wanted, to get what he thought was his. He fought many men. He shot some men too to get this land. And now we live here. And in the process, he fell all these trees out here. Most of them were tall yellow pines. And the funny thing was, he split up, busted up about 2 or 3 axe heads. Steel. Busted up steel with soft yellow pine. Who ever heard of that? These trees didn't want to give in. Them whole trees. But look here. You a cabin now. Trees. I want the kids, I want the children, all the little folks to hear these stories. It's my duty to pass them down, to give them over to them, to let them run with them. Like water flowing down the hill where it may. I just have to lay it out there and let it run. That way, they can't escape it. One time, a dark cloud rolled in, kind of over there past them trees on that ridge. I believe it was a tornado. And it shook his house and rattled his house. It busted up the dining room table and things got crazy. And my poor young mama got sucked right through that window over there. Busted out the glass and took my mama away, and they found her down there behind Mr. Gentry's store. You see, it's almost as if this house, it don't want us here.
Hey, yo! Enough of that! Out of here! Storm's coming. We need to tie those chairs down.
Sounds like a train.
And we leave that window boarded up. It's sort of a memorial to her, to remember. Because I believe it's good to remember, even if it's bad times. You see, you stay here long enough and you're likely to go mad, like crazy. And then you'll end up looking like me. You see, it starts off cold and slow like molasses. You might not even notice it.
Come here, give me that bar. So you do that. Come on, let's go.
But before long, it's got a hold of you and it's running hot.
All right, we starting heavy today. Oh, come on, man. Get all that out of my face, man.
Come on.
Maybe 3 more.
Look at that.
That pine sap and those logs in the walls, it somehow mixes with that blue blood in our veins and it boils.
You got pretty mad. God!
And it causes people to turn on one another. Now, a while back, we had us a visitor. A fancy fella in some fancy clothes. Somehow he found his way back in here, wandered back in here to see us. I believe he told me he was a realtor. He said he could maximize our assets. And I told him my ass was just gonna sit right here. He came back in here where he didn't belong.
Gonna spend my
Kind of like an old dog sticking his snoot down in a hole in a stump of a tree and the hornet comes out and gets him.
Well, now. We got ourselves quite a feast out here on this patch of dirt. You know y'all got a little slice of heaven tucked up on your arm, don't you?
You know you don't have no business around here. So I advise you to go on before somebody come from under that house and tell you something you don't like about yourself.
Ooh, shit. I know y'all had a whole mess of folk trapped out here, but I didn't know you had them crawling out from under the porch, too. Hey! I can fetch you a good price on this house. You know I can.
How long you gonna do this little song and dance of yours?
Well, I guess these feet are starting to twitch a little bit. So yeah, I reckon I'm ready to dance.
You ain't shit. You know you ain't shit. And you ain't getting shit.
Why are you here?
You don't know anything about me.
Tell me something then. Tell me why you would rather sit and rot with these rednecks than put some cash in your pocket and get the fuck out of here for good.
And who said I was talking about leaving? See, that's the problem with you and your kind with your cheap-ass suits coming through here trying to tell us how to live our lives. Tell me, what's so sticky sweet on the other side? What's this promised land you speak of? I've been to the other side. I know the other side. What? You want me to get some type of payday loan? Finance a car through some broker? Before you bring your ass over here, thinking you're gonna tell us what to do, I need you to put your head back to your pillow and think again. So you need to go and take an about face and get the fuck off our land.
Calm down.
You know, after that, I remember we had some good times. I felt like some good times blew in. Kind of like we won a raffle. The old country raffle. I remember we were having a good day or three. I think I even heard the birds singing. But that didn't last too long, and some more bad times blew in. Which brings me to a story about old Luke's ass. Luke's ass. Hey, you spell that like a L-U-K, Luke's ass.
The strength of the Mongol war machine come from the horse archers. A lot of times, some bitches would lead everybody into a trap. They'd come in, they'd shoot a bunch of arrows, and then they'd fade out. They'd get into a canyon or between two copse of trees. And then when the bigger force, the heavier guys come in behind them, they'd circle around, do a big old heart shape, and then just like that. Because what people don't know or remember about the Mongols is that they hated blood. They thought contact with blood was contaminating, would damn their souls. So they preferred to fight in ways and kill in ways that didn't spill no blood. Me, I like to drink blood. Horse blood, cow blood, fish blood, and your damn blood too.
You might look at him now and think that he's a sane man, a normal man. And sometimes he is. But he hadn't always been. You see, this man came to visit unannounced. A mean man. And he came on in here and caused some trouble and had to be dealt with. They created a situation and Luke's ass had to deal with it. See, when they push you in a corner, and when you're provoked, most of the time you ain't got much choice but just to strike. You strike at him. Pushed him in a corner and provoked him. That's what they did. He didn't have much choice at that point. Yeah, I suppose that's when the good times ended. It can only go on so long until something happens, a big bang, a big boom, a lightning bolt, and then it ends. You're sitting there and then a powerful echo comes down the valley and just rips that curtain we'd hung around our little self right in two. And then you sit back and think about it and you realize maybe it never was so quiet anyway. It's a shame to see something so full of life snuffed out like that, put down like that. You see, some folks, they parade down Main Street, all high and mighty, all uppity. And they come in here and they try to give their opinion. They try to tell me what to do. And under some circumstances like that, it's our God-given right to regulate. It's our God-given right and our duty to tell them what's what. We gotta set them straight. They can't come in here like that. They can't tell me what to do. You see, you can only be so arrogant and so self-righteous for so long until somebody or something's gonna stand up, just chop them off at the knees, put them in their place. Sometimes that's what you gotta do. didn't like seeing that gal tucked up under the porch like that. I didn't like it. I didn't like it one bit. There've been all kind of things trying to force us out of here. Trying to force us into a certain situation or put us in their box. And it ain't gonna work. We've weathered these storms. Storms of heartbreak and pain. They've left us with scars. Scars on our body and brain. But that's part of the story. That's part of the history. And you carry them around with you just like our names. These scars are as important to us as these 5 fingertips. They're part of you. These scars. You see, ain't nobody gonna tell me how to breathe, or when to breathe, or how deep to breathe. Ain't nobody gonna tell me when to close my eyes, open my eyes. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. I'll tell me what to do. And I'll sit here in this chair as long as I see fit. I ain't leaving. I ain't leaving till this place burns down around me.
What would you do? Wouldn't you leave? This place is hell, isn't it? I'm not turning my back on them, right? I gotta do for me.